Yeah, it's early in the morning. About, I can't, 7 or 8. The corner over there is wet. Getting ready to plant catnip over there. And as you can see, the garden's coming along slowly but surely. I still got to do along that fence line over there because that's where I usually plant my corn, or not corn, excuse me, sunflowers. And damn traffic. Anyway, you see the plot. Most of the plot, except for in the back there, is all cleaned up, ready to go. I'm going to do a little weeding here again when I get the rototiller running. Right now, the rototiller is having issues while fuel's pouring out the air filter. Something's stuck, so I'm going to have to pull it all apart and clean it up and figure out what's going on there. Anyway, I planted herbs. I got them all, gave them a little wetting down this morning. Make sure, got to keep those seeds damp in order for them to come up right, especially with these damn 90-degree days I'm having now. And the 90-degree days are playing havoc on my seedlings. I'm keeping them damp. They're coming up slow. Tomatoes, okra, melons and stuff are all coming up. Peppers are really slow to come up. It's just the frickin' heat. Seedlings really don't like it quite that hot, and I had a roll of that weed barrier cloth that isn't worth a crap that I thought I could find. I got it around here somewhere. I got to look for it so I can set up basically like an awning over the top of these and help protect them from the midday sun. Other than that, they're doing okay. I may just break down and see if I can get a small roll of 30% sunblock. And that'll help because it'll cut down on that direct heat. I can't do anything about the 90-degree heat, but if I can get the direct sunlight off of them, that'd be a big help, because the heat will keep things warm so the seeds can germinate properly. But the direct heat, 90 degrees, and man, I got to keep them moist. Plants will just die if I don't. I mean, it just sucks the life right out of them, just like it does me. That's why I got to get out here in the mornings and work early in the mornings, because I can't work in the 90-degree heat anymore. I used to when I was a seismographer, and I worked over in Utah out there in the desert and stuff, but those days are long gone. So that's where we're at today. 2 water tanks, if anybody's wondering. This is just when I hand water, that's what that one's for. The blue one is for doing up compost teas. So food grade plastic, that way I don't have to worry about any kind of plastic contamination or anything in there, and the board over the water to keep the bugs and crap. Oh, the cottonwoods are doing their fluff in the air thing, so in the afternoons it looks like it's snowing around here. And then one thing over here, this here on the ground, this here is a rhubarb that I planted years ago that for some reason or other I just can't kill it. When I went to redo the garden and putting in all new fencing and stuff last year, I said, screw it, we'll just mow the damn thing to the ground and be done with it. Well, it came back this year. It's a little beat up right now because it kept getting stepped on while we were clearing weeds and stuff. But it, as you can see by the leaves, it's hanging in there. So I'll just keep watering it and see where it goes from here. And then my asparagus, I thought was actually going to produce some asparagus this year, and it didn't. It just produced some really skinny asparagus stalks and then went to fern right away. So no asparagus this year. Hopefully next year will be 3rd year on it, so I should get something out of it. I don't know, just one of those things, I guess. It's finicky freaking plants. And then this rhubarb here, it got a little unhappy at one point. Apparently I accidentally let it dry out. That wasn't something I intended on doing. But these old boxes back here are falling apart. I'm going to go ahead and rebuild those and make them look like the rest of these over here. Those are all made out of redwood. Yeah, that would be expensive, and yeah, but the point is these boxes are 4 years old, and you can tell by looking at them they're in pretty good shape after 4 years. You know, they just got gray from being out in the weather. But yeah, the redwood holds up to the environment pretty damn good. So those 3 boxes will get redone. That one over there, and then these 2 here. I used to have tomatoes in those 2, and then I did a pepper in that one last year, but I'm not sure what I'm going to put in them this year. But we'll see. By making those bigger, they'll basically double the sizes of those, and I'll figure out something to put in them, of course. But then, like I said, along the fence line needs to be cleaned up now, and that's for my sunflowers. And then probably I'll just do like I did last year, put zucchini and yellow, green and yellow zucchini along that one row right there. And I'll figure out what all I'm going to do with all this out here. I know one row is going to be tomatoes, and then my peppers will go someplace. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, we'll talk to you later. You know, there's also, you know, you guys can subscribe anytime you want. For the updates, I'll try to keep them regular. I'm not used to doing vlogging, like daily vlogging kind of thing, but I'll try. I'll give it a good healthy shot. It's just, this is a slow process and it can get kind of boring. That's why I'm not putting up videos every single day, is because most of the stuff is really mundane. And you know, I don't know if anybody really wants to watch me dig dirt, you know, and dig dirt, chop weeds. You know, it's pretty pretty mundane. Yesterday I had to pull it, or the day before yesterday, I had to pull this tarp out of the big shed. The goat has been using the big shed for a home, and that had all kinds of goat droppings and everything else all over it, so I had to wash it down to help cover the plants, because we had a thunderstorm come in. And the funny thing is, the thunderstorm comes in and it doesn't rain. And usually when it rains out here from a thunderstorm, it downpours. So I was trying to protect the plants. It didn't do any good. It didn't do anything. So got lucky. Oh, and these are a funny little fruit called a mouse melon. They're coming up really good. They're down underneath here, and they get plenty of protection from the sun, so they're happy dappy. I'm gonna have to get a tomato cage and put in there, because they climb, and then they make these little tiny watermelons about yay big. And then you pickle them, and it's like pickled watermelon rinds, what it turns out to be. So anyway, so we shall talk to you all later. Remember, subscribe if you want to watch more. As things go along, it's just kind of a slow, tedious process. I got a late start on it this year, and I'm hoping for what they call an Indian summer, where the summer goes off into November like it did last year. Hopefully this year it'll do the same. That way I'll get a good long growing season, and I'll be able to harvest really well. So take care. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.